Howdy, soldiers. Oh, that's cute. You can see my Raven Boy sweatshirt and my Raven Boys art print all in the same shot. Usually I don't sit at this end of the couch, but we're trying to switch things up. Oh god. Also, yes, I know I've been on my couch for the last month of videos, but guess what? I'm old now and I'm tired. My knees hurt and I want to sit down. I haven't done a thrift haul in many, many moons, and the things that I have accumulated over the last little while have just been piling up, so now is the time to show off the secrets and oddities that I've been hiding. The rush that I get by being able to pick up some tiny, weird curiosity from the back of some weird flickering light value village in the middle of nowhere, Surrey. It is just unparalleled. Over the last couple months, I've accidentally managed to fully thrift a spring summer wardrobe for myself, as well as pick up some very cool jewelry, some odd little trinkets, and enough weird home decor to fully put me into the witch that lives in the apartment at the end of the hall territory. And as is the day that I need to film and would like to film something low-key, without further ado, grab a drink, grab a snack, and settle in, and we're gonna go through just all the stuff that I have somehow managed to thrift from a variety of different places, from a variety of different stores all across the lower mainland of BC that I want to show off to all of you today. The real question is, do I start with the clothes or do I start with the decor? And oh, what's that? You're saying to me, Rachel, no one gives a shit about your weird home goods. Okay, clothing it is. I will throw in a montage of weird-ass picture frames and interestingly woven fabrics at the end of this. Might as well just throw in the most dramatic thing right off the bat, right? This video isn't clickbait, and I need to prove it to you somehow. I somehow found a black velvet fur-trimmed sugar daddy robe. This is the kind of thing that you wear when you open the door and you go, "Why, officer, I haven't heard from my poor ex-husband in months." I don't know if my lights will pick it up, but it's fully velvet. It is actually very warm and very dramatic, and you know, would you expect anything less? Kind of did buy it for photos or for like dramatic TikToks, and actually my friend Jay wore it while we took pictures in the snow off of Burnaby Mountain, so it's already come in handy. So yeah, I'm so excited. I can't believe I found that in a thrift store. I think it was like $12. So these next two items are two of a pair, and before I show them to you, I do have to admit something. I'm feeling very vulnerable at the moment, but I must let you all know I have been living a lie. The last 3.5 years, I have not owned a pair of jeans. I don't know, man, I stopped liking the way that skinny jeans fit me. Really hate the low waist of trend that's happening right now. Like, honestly, fuck Y2K. It's awful. All of it's bad. I lived through it and it was bad then. It's still bad now. I've been experimenting more lately with like looser fit things and just silhouettes in general, and I somehow managed to find two incredible pairs of jeans. So these are now the only two pairs of pants I want to wear. Honestly, I think the real wild card of this entire haul is this pair of blue jeans. I haven't worn a pair of blue jeans since Obama was in office, honestly. Last time I wore any type of jean was when I was going through my grunge phase. And that was I think that ended in like 2018. And even then it was black ripped jeans. So I don't know who I am anymore. Both of these pairs are from American Eagle, and I think they're both actually the same style. They're the curvy mom jean. And I'm not a mom, but you can call me mommy. Do I keep that? We'll see. But yeah, just a plain, nice pair of blue jeans, a little distressing on the pocket and a little distressing on the butt. I don't know, a nice relaxed casual fit, slightly cropped. I don't know what you want me to say about these. These are jeans. Bought the blue jeans in one shopping trip, and then the next time I went thrifting, I was like, I need to buy the same thing in black. And lo and behold, I found the same pair in black. I'm not religious, but I do believe the thrifting gods were smiling down upon me that day. These do have distressed knees, which is like same, that's why I'm sitting down right now. And I've already put my foot through this twice. So these jeans come with a learning curve. I don't know what else to say about these. They're a pair of black high-waist jeans, and they're covered in cat hair, because I went over to my friend's house yesterday, and I had multiple cats sit on me. So, great. Next item is also a bottom, just like my ex-boyfriend's. No. Will I keep that in the final video? We'll see how spicy editing Rachel is. Just like my fuzzy black robe, this is something that I'm so happy I didn't actually buy in a store at full price, and I managed to thrift one because I've been looking for one for months. Oh look, it's black. If you're not surprised, you must be new here. Ooh, hello, white balance. But it's this awesome black accordion midi skirt. Get it close up with the fabric. There we go. This was a little too big for me, but I have a sewing machine, as we will hear about a little bit later. So I just took the waistband in about an inch, and I love it so much. It's swooshy, it's witchy, and it's not that heavy, so I feel like I could also use this for spring and be spring business witch. Speaking of swoosh, the next thing I found is this dress. Upon first glance, you're like, whoa, Rachel, that's animal print. But actually it's not. It's like, it's less animal print and more like a red lichen you'd find on a rock, or like some kind of algae on the top of a pond. And you know what? That's fine. It's just like a springtime bog witch aesthetic. It's a midi length kind of sheer cotton summer dress. This is from H&M, I don't know. But I thought it was nice, and it's like my colors, but it's also not like too obnoxiously summery. As a redhead, I can't do bright colors and I can't do neons because I will look even more sickly and washed out than I already am. In the days that I used to model, one time I got kicked out of, let go of, I like to say kicked out because it's more dramatic. I got kicked out of a runway show that was for a swimsuit designer because like literally they told me, you're too pale and none of the swimsuits look good on you. What was I even talking about? Anyway, I got this dress and I think it's cute, and I also think that I could wear this in multiple seasons, you know? Boots or sandals or a big belt or a turtleneck underneath. I don't know. Versatile. We love a versatile piece of clothing. Okay, next. It's actually getting sunny outside. Amazing. I love Mother Nature delivering on what she promised. It's giving spring. This next item, my friend laughed at me for buying, and I don't blame her because it is very silly, but it also looks great on me, so joke's on her. Just like I said earlier, I really love the silhouette of oversized pieces, but I couldn't justify spending like $80 on a cable knit vest that I wasn't even sure if I was gonna wear again. So I looked down and I found this houndstooth pullover vest. I will give it to you that this is ugly. It's very like mommy and daddy paid for my Harvard education and also my tennis lessons. Silhouette thing, it's a color scheme thing, and honestly, if I don't always look like I've just come from trying to solve a murder mystery at some kind of highbrow academic institution, did I even get dressed that morning? So thank you to the probably teen girl who bought and then donated this so that I can continue the trend cycle on my own terms. Okay, that second coffee's kicking in. I'm feeling good. What's next? I'm pretty sure I've talked about Florida mom outfits on this channel before in previous thrift hauls, where it's just like a big tropical pattern shirt. But instead of Florida mom, this time can I raise you California dad? California daddy? No, okay, I need to stop. But literally, one of my friends found this in a thrift store and then wouldn't let me leave until I had bought it because she's like, you're gonna look like a hot summer barbecue dad. And if like, that's not the aesthetic that I'm going for, for this summer. I don't know what it is. It's a touch more subtle. It's not quite as bright, but it does have these nice little purple blossoms in the pattern, so like that's kind of just a nice little touch. It's a H&M men's short sleeve shirt that I'm gonna steal your girlfriend in, so why wouldn't I want one of those? Also, I'm pretty sure that was my cheapest item out of everything. I think that was like $2. Hands down, Value Village has the best stock, but the Christian old lady thrift stores are gonna give you the best deals. Oh, I forgot a winter item. Okay, I'm pretty mad that I got this item now because this is just peak winter fashion, and I'm so mad that now it's probably going to be too warm to wear for another year, but we'll see. I'm willing to sweat it out for fashion sometimes. I found this amazing black, obviously, Edwardian sweater thing. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't hear you over the volume of these sleeves. A little bit dark academia, but then also like slightly dark cottage core. And I recently learned this, where I like dried flowers and bones and antiques, but I also like swishy skirts and like big sleeves. And apparently the combination of like goblin core and cottage core is called Cottage Gore. So I can start building my Cottage Gore wardrobe with this sweater, and you hang on to that aesthetic name because we're going to be revisiting it a little bit later when we go into some of the knickknacks that I've gotten. Couple more things. Oh, these need an iron. I promise I do own an iron like a real adult, but I didn't have the foresight to iron these before showing them. These are a pair of brown, high-waisted, wide-leg culotte pants, and the way that these fit me is like, girl, waist snatched. I don't think you'll be able to see it on camera, but they're like a nice cotton linen fabric. They're so light, they're easy, they're breezy, and they're not black. I can't help it. I just like dressing in the color of the void and making sure that people won't talk to me in public. That being said, I will probably wear these with black crop tops. Speaking of crop tops, I picked up this little green racerback. I used to be a crop top hater. I was like, if I'm gonna buy a shirt, I want to buy a whole shirt. But then I started actually wearing them and I'm like, oh shit, this half shirt looks really good. So I have been converted. Also, like you just saw, I like a lot of big pants, and where are my fellow little top big pant gays? Okay, sound off in the comments. Anyway, it's cute, it's green, it'll fit in nicely with my spring color palette and transition nicely into summer. Oh, a drop-in. Oh, fuck, I'm on the other side of the couch. Whatever, who cares about continuity? Fun fact, did you know that in the publishing world, a drop-in is when a title that was previously not published that season is suddenly going to be published that season, either because they moved the publishing date or because the author got a contract kind of last minute and they want to be able to push that title out as quick as possible. I say we have a drop-in because a couple days after I filmed that video, baby, guess who went thrifting again? I did actually go to a real consignment shop, so these were the most expensive items that I have found, but I also think they're two of the best. This first item is a chameleon. You know, it's a wild card because you look at it and you're like, oh, what a lovely olive green skirt. Surprise, bitch, they're secret pants. A beautiful pair of wide leg, high waist, khaki green pants, and I think that they're supposed to be full length, but I'm tall, so on me, they're more of a capri length, but because they're so light and wide and flowy, these are gonna be the perfect pants for the spring to summer transition, and I'm so excited about them because I can just look like a little olive martini in these. Fuck. Oddly enough, the other day I was wearing all black and an older lady complimented me saying that I looked like a piece of licorice, and I kind of just stood there for a minute like, Thank you. The other piece of clothing I got is a dress that is admittedly very outside my comfort zone. It would be homophobic of me to not buy it. So I bought a bisexual dress. It's literally the perfect colors of the bi flag. What was I supposed to do? Not buy it? Nar, bestie. This is a V-neck kind of midi-length chiffon skirt dress that I'm assuming I could date to the years of 2001 to 2003. It has color, which means it's very outside of my comfort zone and very different from anything that I currently own. I don't quite know how or where I'm going to wear this yet, but something about it spoke to me, so I'm excited to see how I can incorporate this into my little queer life. And lastly, for the clothing, is actually a bit of a bait and switch because this is a dress that I made myself. Last summer in particular, I got back into sewing, and so now I have access to a sewing machine and I am unstoppable. Well, actually I'm a little stoppable because fabric is fucking expensive and I don't know why. Why is a cotton t-shirt from Walmart like $6, but one yard of cotton at Fabricland is like $14.99? Huh? Why? Well, probably exploitation. I'm not gonna think about that too much. But a source of fabric that I found for cheap is to go to thrift stores and thrift bed sheets and tablecloths and curtains because they're all like $4 to $6 and you get tons and tons of yardage. It's actually what I did for my Persephone dress that I made last year for Halloween, and I wanted to make another one of these in a more everyday wearable fabric. And I found that bed sheets are kind of where it's at in the thrifting fabric department because most of them are up against your skin, so they're made of natural materials like cotton or linen or like a viscose. So I managed to thrift a bunch of black bed sheets. Hey, goths have to sleep too, and when they donate their bed sheets, you bet I'm gonna make something out of them. I bought a lot of black bed sheets, but this is all that's left out of one set that I used to make this dress. Ta-da! Oh, it's just a black blob on camera. I made a dress that I am dubbing my goth milkmaid dress because it's one of those, I guess, fairly typical square neck, big poofy sleeve ruffle dresses that are for some reason all like over $100. Well, bitch, I made mine for $6.99 and about 2.5 weeks of labor, which if you actually like budgeted it out, it'd probably be a lot more than that, but that doesn't matter. Nice rounded square neckline and some poofy sleeves, and then a nice long skirt and a big ol' ruffle at the bottom. And just because I'm excited to show off some of my work, like look at that seam. That is such a nice seam. The only thing I'm regretting is I didn't put pockets in this. So I'm gonna have to find another cute goth girlfriend to hold stuff for me, and that doesn't seem like such a bad plan. Summertime goth look unlocked. If you've made it this far, welcome. I'm not going to be talking about clothes anymore, but I'm going to be talking about like weird curiosities and fun things that I've picked up, and some weird picture frames and some art and something that might be haunted. So if you want to stick around for that, that's great. And if not, see you later. We're talking about books next week as usual. Speaking of books, actually, I did thrift one book. In fact, I actually used to have this book, and then I got rid of it. I don't remember why, but I managed to find a copy of Gods and Jade and Shadow by Silvia Moreno Garcia, which is a historical urban fantasy about the Mayan god of death and having to face trials in the afterlife. And I really liked this book. Again, I don't know where mine went. but now I have a copy back on my shelf. And because we were just talking about fabric, I might as well show off some of the other things. Whoop, oh god. These colors are gonna be my spring wardrobe. The first up is this kind of olivey bed sheet, and I'm planning on turning this into a kind of summer dress, like a spaghetti strap, maybe like a big bow in the back or something a little bit more feminine, because I'm starting to branch out into wearing dresses again. I also don't like feeling overly feminine, so I feel like if I do a more fluffy, flouncy dress design in a darker fabric, it'll kind of balance each other out and it'll be more my vibe. Literally, as I say, I don't like being too feminine. I also bought this fabric. Florals for spring, groundbreaking. But for real though, this is a beautiful sheet set, and if you saw my Persephone dress, it's like the same fabric as that, just in a lighter color scheme, and I don't quite have enough of it to make another big kind of Selkie inspired dress, but I'm thinking I can maybe make a smaller Selkie inspired dress. If you don't know Selkie, it's just this brand that makes fucking beautiful billowy dresses that I want to wear 24/7 but absolutely cannot afford. Something else I have a plan for is this amazing tablecloth that is this gorgeous pomegranate fabric. Persephone, girl, I'm coming for your brand, and maybe your husband. Like, look at this. It's so pretty. This is maybe the best thing I've ever found at a Salvation Army. There's a lot of it too, and I also want to make a dress out of this. There's a specific brand, I think it's called Of Her Own Kind, that has this kind of corset top dress with ties at the tops, and I want to make this into something like this. So that's my plan, my vision for this fabric. And then these last two are a tablecloth and a piece of upholstery that I thought, because of how stiff they are, they would make good stays or like good corset tops. Because I also made this one last year, which everybody on the internet loved. Thank you for your support. But I want to make another one of these in these fabrics. So the first one is more palatable, but also a color that I don't ever wear. So I'm not sure why my brain was like, yeah, that's a good idea, but something in there was like, you need that. So I bought it because it was cheap. So I got this cool yellow floral grape fabric. It's giving Olive Garden, I'm not gonna lie, but it's also a little bit like if Helios and Dionysus got together and designed a fabric, right? Anyways, I'm gonna make a pair of stays out of this, so it's gonna be like a bit of yellow and not like a ton of yellow. Start small, okay? We introduced green last year, maybe I can introduce yellow this year. And lastly, this is very stupid, but it was $2 and I literally could not leave without getting it. So I have this cat print upholstery fabric. Come on, how was I supposed to leave this in the thrift store? My only worry is that there's not that much of it, so there's only about this much. If I'm careful, I think there's enough for one pair of stays. So I'm gonna have to be really, really precise about how I cut those pieces out. But Rachel, I hear you say, where in the world are you going to wear a pair of cat print stays to? I don't know. That's a problem for later, Rachel. We have the Cat Fae in Vancouver and plenty of antique stores that I could haunt in Langley, okay? There is a time and place, and I will find it. Oh, shit. Okay, well, I just knocked a bunch of stuff off my side table, including the earrings that I was going to show, so I guess we can show off the jewelry now. So now that I have my ears pierced, there's a whole new section of the thrift store that I can lose myself in, i.e. the earring racks, and I ended up finding this one really cute pair of little gold earrings. There we go, little tarot earrings. How freaking cool are those? I don't have a lot of gold jewelry. I honestly don't wear gold jewelry very often, but I just thought they're small and they're subtle, and randomly enough, there have been a couple times in the last like couple months where I'm like, damn, I wish I had a pair of gold earrings. So now I have these. I also found this bag of pearls that was $3.99. They're all different sizes and mostly the same color. I don't really know what I'm gonna use them for, but in my brain, I was like, I'm gonna make some kind of like pearl neck piece thing for, I don't know, fashion, TikTok, for photos. I don't know, but you know, it was $4, so I'll buy $4 worth of pearls and we'll MacGyver something. Oh, did you hear that? That is possibly the coolest thing that I've ever thrifted, and I'm really freaking excited about it. This surprised me because I was not expecting to find this in a old lady thrift store, but hot damn, we got some wild old ladies out there. Look at this sick ass chain necklace I got for $4. Bitch, are you kidding me? It's a bunch of O-ring key rings connected with chains, and then all of them have these little like metal tassels, which is so fun. It is really long though, like it's a full necklace, and I don't want it to be a full necklace, so I think actually I'm just going to detach the chains from these two rings and then join it in the back and make it a choker. You know what? I wonder if I can make this into a belt. So this will be a craft day in the near future. I do want to save my items for last, so we're going to speed run through some weird picture frames that I got. As you can see behind me, I do have a gallery wall, and I have multiple gallery walls in my apartment, so it's not hoarding, it's just being prepared for when I eventually get more art to put up on my wall. Well, actually, technically I did buy 2 pieces of art, but the frames are also really cool, so it's like a 2-for-1 deal in my mind. I first got this lovely gold framed dark gray rose print. She's a hefty lady. She takes up a large spot on my bedroom gallery wall, but I love her so much. She's like so antique. It's in like a dusty way, but like in a good dusty way. Similar item with that same frame and rose motif, but this is actually cross-stitched or embroidered. Somebody spent a lot of time on that, and it's beautiful. Also, fun thing on the back is that it says it was framed at 1527 Main Street in Winnipeg, Manitoba. So I don't know how it managed to venture 5 provinces over. I should know this, but it looks like the Canadian education system failed if I can't immediately think of it off the top of my head. BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, 4 provinces. You can see she has some rips and she's a bit scuffed, but I just think of her as this like stately older lady. I love her so much, and she actually lives on the wall with this other piece of art. Ta-da! It's this beautiful bright gold frame with a pomegranate piece of art inside. Bright brassy gold, and it has some really nice details up in the corners. But the art inside is actually something that a date gave me on our first date, like instead of flowers or something, which was very nice of them. We didn't work out long term, but I keep a little piece of that in my apartment now. Hey Rachel, that's a lot of floral things. We must be done with florals now, right? Surprise, bitch, no we're not. A tip when you're making gallery walls is to get a lot of little frames as well, because you can fill in the gaps, and I think it just adds more personality and more like, it's gonna say visual texture, but we're gonna go with it. So you got like oval frames and square frames and long frames and like teeny frames, and I found an adorable teeny tiny little frame with a beautiful cross-stitch flower inside. I don't understand why my grandparents think I'm so hard to buy gifts for. Like, if you just watch this video, no I'm not. But I picked up this little guy, and he's so pretty. Look how ornate the frame is. And then, yeah, a lovely cross-stitch flower. He's just a little tiny antique frame, and he's so cute, and I love him so much. So he's not gonna go on this wall, but he probably will go on the other wall that I have in my bedroom. That's more like the golds and the reds. Another gold frame that I have that I actually can't hang because it's too heavy. She's small, but she's hefty. It's this little brass frame that I got that, if you look closely, has a swan in the engravings along the side. And she's weighty. You know, like if I chucked this at somebody, some kind of damage would be done. And these last two are also kind of a pair. They're just different enough, but just similar enough. They're kind of like Jessica and Ashley Simpson. I got these 2 oval frames. So this one is this beautiful teal and gold oval, and then this is the same thing, but it is a ivory and gold. So, and I found these at 2 different thrift stores, so the universe wanted me to have both of them. I actually don't know if I'll hang them together, because if they were both the same color, then I would like do a matchy-matchy twinsies moment side by side, but because they are different, maybe I could put them like on separate ends of the same wall or something. I don't know. Again, these are still in progress. I don't have any art for them, but they were both like $1.99, and I was like, yeah, you're coming home with me. Second last is a bit of an unusual item, but something I'm so happy and lucky to have found at a thrift store. So, like I mentioned earlier, I like to collect bones. Not people's, like animals. Relax. You don't need to report me to anybody. I have multiple racks of antlers, I have some jawbones, I have some vertebrae. If you watch my regular book videos, you know I have 2 skulls literally on my bookshelf behind me in like every video. And a question I get a lot is, where do I get my bones? And I get them from a variety of places. There are a couple of bone sellers in the Lower Mainland that I follow to like conventions and stuff. I always go to ethical sources, so a lot of these are like farm animals that died on the farm and the farmer is selling their bones, which has happened. That's how I got my cow jaw. And I don't mind buying bones secondhand because the animal is already dead. It's been dead for a long time. So imagine my surprise when I found this beautiful antler in a Value Village of all places. Look at her, or him, I guess. It's not in the best condition. Like, it's a bit cracked, it's a bit discolored, but I'm just like so excited that I found this. Because, okay, look, bones are expensive. I've spent money on some bones, so I got this for like $8, I think, and in my mind, that's a steal. I know this is not everyone's cup of tea, but I think this is really cool. So it's joined my other 2 antlers in my antique curio cabinet. If you haven't seen, I did a video last year. You want to see what's in there. And lastly is the thing that I am the most excited about finding in the last little while because it's so weird and I feel like it might be haunted. Quick background is I was looking for a little vase or a vase or however the hell you say it, just for some flowers or to like put some pens in or something. I was looking for a vessel in which I could place things into, and I found this. She's a little creepy, but I love it. And that is this Victorian hand vase. Now, I doubt this is a real Victorian hand vase. It just looks too new to me, so it's probably a reproduction. But this is so freaking cool. So fun fact for y'all is that hand vases were a trend in 1870s and 1880s in England. And they're made of like all kinds of materials, mostly glass before porcelain. Even though most of the flowers are intact, it's still a bit chipped and beat up. And actually this petal is fully gone, so I just took some hot glue and ran it over the side just to make sure it wasn't sharp. I wasn't gonna be chopping my hand off, literally becoming this. She's historical and cute and creepy, and she's been currently holding this bundle of lavender that one of my friends got for me. So I just have this actually on my dresser in my room, and I love the aesthetic of this, of all of it. It's very Cottage Gore. So yeah, there is everything that I've managed to thrift in the last couple of months, and I did put this off a little too long. I think this was a long haul. Thank you all for still being here, if you're still here. I have had some very successful thrift runs in the last couple of weeks. I found some fun summertime things, found some fun historical things, found some knickknacks, found a ton of fabric so I can make stuff. It has been a very long time since I did a thrift haul, mostly because I kept putting it off, but also because I wasn't sure people were actually interested in it. So if you like thrift hauls, like, let me know and maybe I'll do more of them if I do end up thrifting more, because part of like being sustainable is that you don't overspend on things even if they're cheap or secondhand. But let me know and maybe we'll do more of these. Or if you want secondhand book hauls, because like I could spend money. If you want my sweater, I will leave the link to it down below. It is not affiliated, but I really like the shop and the owner is really cool. The coffee that I just drank is really kicking in right now, so I'm gonna clean all this up while I still have energy. And if the sun stays out much longer, maybe I'll have like a little hot girl walk or something in the afternoon before I have to come back and clean my bathroom. Adult responsibilities, baby. Gotta love it. Living the dream. You know where to click to like the video. You know where to click to subscribe. I hope you guys are having a nice day wherever you are, and I will see you all next week. Bye!